Hello, fellow Iowa gun owners. I am so excited to be here. How could you not be excited after all the great things you've heard? You know, I want to talk to you a little bit. I thought I'd come out here and talk to you about your gun rights and give you some great rousing speech about the Second Amendment. You know, the least I could probably do is talk to you about my Senate race. I'm not doing any of that because I'm going bigger. I want to talk to you more than about Republicans and Democrats, more than about right and left. I want to talk with you about right and wrong. You know, every 4 years or so, it becomes really trendy for people to start saying, hey, this is the most important election of our nation's history. Every 4 years or so. You know, for candidates, that's really easy to say, because for me, this is the most important election ever. It's determining whether I get the job I'm seeking. But you know, for everybody else, it just becomes background noise. We file that away in the back of our brains because we've heard it so often, just as under that title, you know, that heading, useless boilerplate, and we forget about it. There are other things like that too. The reason we're here today is one of those things. Let's take it as an example. I'm coming to you today to warn you that a second Obama administration will bring about an assault on our Second Amendment rights like we've never seen before. You know, a lot of people, when I say that, stop listening. Just like they do when we say this is the most important election ever. They stop listening. And there is some logic to that. I mean, seriously, how anti-gun can an administration be when they decide to sell them to Mexican drug cartels? You know, we laugh about that, ladies and gentlemen. We laugh about that, but unfortunately it doesn't share the real truth. The truth of the matter is that this administration does not identify the individual right to bear arms because they've proven that they don't believe in the individual at all. If you don't understand this, or if you don't believe it, let's take a moment just to talk about the facts. As Dragnet used to tell us, just the facts, ma'am. Here's some you might remember. Remember with me, you might recall Barack Obama telling Joe the plumber, everybody's better off if we just spread that wealth around. You might recall Barack Obama telling small business owners, you didn't build that. You might recall in his State of the Union address this year, Barack Obama enlisting all 310 million of us into his own little private army. Good soldiers, he said, work together. Good soldiers don't obsess about their differences. There is a thread running through each of these statements that demonstrates, it reveals why Barack Obama does not believe in the individual right to bear arms, because truth be told, ladies and gentlemen, Barack Obama doesn't believe in the individual at all. He's not alone. And that very fact, that distinction lies at the heart of the difference between the leftists and the rest of us normal Americans. Hillary Clinton named her book, It Takes a Village. And in nearly every speech Barack Obama delivers, he offers up some version of America's at its best when we all just work together. You know, he cites examples of the Hoover Dam and the Golden Gate Bridge to prove his point. But don't be fooled. Remember that the common thread running through all of that is a rejection of the primacy of the individual, only to be replaced by the collective. Remember that. I see problems with this, and I know you do too. First of all, let's talk about President Obama's passage of an $800 billion stimulus package. Anybody remember that? Yeah. I look around. You guys look around? Do you see any great Golden Gate bridges? Do you see any new Hoover dams? I don't see it. This was a classic bait and switch on the taxpayers of the American nation. Those great projects, public works projects, were never a part of his initial plan. And that's bad. But it's not the worst part of it. The worst is this. The left equates cooperative effort with government. Government is one way, and one way only, that people can work together. And I would suggest that there's ample evidence that it is far from the most efficient. And worse than that, it involves coercion, which makes it automatically worse than voluntary collective effort. The left's model of reality is essentially a collective, socialism. There's a metaphor they use to get what they seek. They couch calls for unity in the language of teamwork. But folks, that's an illusion. What this administration seeks is not a team, they seek a hive. The worst of the left's vision lies in this very statement. Voluntary collective effort gets the benefit of working together without sacrificing the importance of the individual. By definition, the individual is asserted in voluntary work. This element disappears when the government gets involved. You know that, I know that. When we are compelled to participate, the individual becomes lost. It is no longer a collective effort, it is a collective entity. And the paradigm shifts here, pay attention, the paradigm shifts from that of a team of individuals to a hive of drones. Our politics are increasingly revolving around this most basic and important distinction. And that's why when I told you up front, that's why this truly is the most important election ever, at all levels. Pay attention, don't file it in the back of your brain. Team's a good thing. It can offer individual rewards. It can benefit from excellent, extraordinary individual effort. And we can come up with a great thing at the end. A hive is none of these. It redefines each individual as nothing more than a member of a class. And in the process, it strips away what is unique and distinct about each one. It destroys the very foundation of American idealism, which is self-reliance. Let me pull it all together for you with this. If any project is more complex than gathering nectar to make honey, then it will not be accomplished by a nation of drones. It will not be accomplished by a nation of drones. As a team, we will restore America's waning greatness. But as a hive, we will wither and die on the vine. Paul Ryan told an audience lately, America's an idea. And it is. And at the very essence, the very heart of that idea is the uniqueness, the importance, and the self-reliance of the individual. Let's pull it back to why we're here today. Our founding fathers advised us that we were endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And I guarantee you our Second Amendment right that's outlined in our Constitution is what puts teeth in us to be able to defend the rest of those rights. And I'm sad to say, if we don't take a turn, we will watch those rights be stripped away. We cannot, ladies and gentlemen, we cannot allow ourselves to become a nation who is willing to be led by people who just don't get it. Thanks for sticking around to listen to me bat cleanup for these senators. Great people. They all upstaged me, that's okay. But I want to leave you with a thought. God bless each of you as individuals. Thank you.